It's 10 years on from their World Cup triumph, but Germany's form since has been below expectations. Hosting Euro 2024 this summer presents an opportunity for redemption. So, can they turn their fortunes around and get back to their best? Hello and welcome to Football Now. With fantastic stadiums, world-class infrastructure and excellent accessibility from across the continent, it's safe to say that Germany will make great hosts for this summer's European Championships. However, on the pitch, since winning the World Cup a decade ago, the national team's form has been nothing short of a nightmare. So let's take a look back at that famous triumph in Brazil 10 years ago and learn just why it's all gone downhill ever since. Back in 2014, Germany arrived at the World Cup with high aspirations of winning the tournament, and rightly so. A squad littered with the right combination of youth and experience, from Miroslav Klose to Mesut Ozil. They were listed as one of the favourites to lift the trophy. Their toughest test, in theory, came in the semi-finals. A clash against host Brazil, who were thought to be on a fairy tale path to winning a record 6th World Cup on home soil. Instead, what followed was one of the most astonishing and famous results in football history, as Germany completely dismantled La Seleção in front of a horrified home crowd. They came out 7-1 victors, having gone 5-0 up inside half an hour. They went on to win the tournament after a tight World Cup final against Argentina. It was won with an extra-time Mario Götze goal, and a famous 4th trophy was clinched.
I think 2014 Germany had a team that had just a really nice blend of young players, old players, players at their very peak, players who'd come close before and had learned valuable lessons from how things needed to be different. There was a whole attempt to bring the group together. It was a team that made the most of its potential, and that's always been the key for successful Germany teams.
The tournaments that have followed since 2014 have showcased quite a dramatic downturn of results. At the next World Cup in 2018, they arrived as the holders, but finished rock bottom of the group after losses to Mexico and South Korea. In 2021, they were defeated by their rivals England at a major international tournament for the first time since the 1966 World Cup final. Their long-standing manager, Joachim Löw, stepped down not too long afterwards, after 15 years in charge. His replacement, former Bayern Munich manager Hansi Flick, could not turn the fortunes around. A second successive World Cup group stage exit was the result in Qatar in 2022. Flick then became the first man ever to be sacked from the national team post in DFB history, after a run of torrid results in 2023.
I think it was the right decision, so I don't think it was much of a shock to anyone. His constant changing of the back four, even a year in, to a point where no one knew where his best 11 was not a great showing of his skills or his team building, and ultimately not one Germany needed to progress into any national tournament.
It's been a torrid few years, but can Germany bounce back this summer? Well, in their first home international tournament since 2006, they're being led by 36-year-old coach Julian Nagelsmann. His tenure so far has produced a few mixed results, but recent friendly wins against France and the Netherlands has infused some confidence into the German camp. However, the real challenge will be when the Euros actually arrive. So, how ready are they to compete for the trophy?
These results in the international break now in spring 2024 have been a huge confidence boost for Germany. This is exactly what they needed, because the confidence in this side ahead of the Euros was almost at an all-time low. Now Nagelsmann for the first time has 2 wins in a row under his belt as in charge of Germany. Like I said, coming against really good opposition too. It's only a few months ago they were losing to Austria, losing to Turkey, and the players were looking shaky basically. They hadn't transitioned yet into the Julian Nagelsmann era. Suddenly it does seem to be a shift now, having beaten those teams. The confidence is much, much higher, and I think although they were just friendlies, now Germany can definitely look forward to the Euros with a lot more confidence.
For now, Nagelsmann's contract is a short one, as the German FA decide what they want to do in the long term. If the summer is a success, they could keep Nagelsmann in the post, but it's no secret that their number one target will be Jurgen Klopp, who's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. So, could the fairy tale of Klopp coming home to manage his national team actually become a reality?
Yeah, very hard to second guess Jurgen Klopp and his thoughts, but reading between the lines, it seems to me that he is looking for a bit of a change of pace. I think Liverpool took a lot out of him. So taking a break, first of all, and then perhaps having the much more genteel rhythm of the national manager, where, for example, between November and March, you don't have a single game, I think would be quite attractive for him at this stage. Of course, he will have no shortage of offers, but I think Germany at this point makes a lot of sense for him. My money would be on him taking the Germany job.
An interesting summer coming up for Germany then, as they try to bounce back from a decade of underperforming on the international stage. That's all we have time for this week from our studio here in Doha. Do let us know your thoughts using the hashtag FootballNowGermany, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.